On February 6, 2023, a devastating earthquake struck Turkey's southern region, with its epicenter located in the Pazarcık district of Kahramanmaraş. The earthquake, measuring 7.7 in magnitude, was felt across a vast area, stretching from southeastern Turkey to the Middle East. Hatay's Antakya district, in particular, bore the brunt of the destruction. Antakya, a city rich in both history and culture, experienced immense damage in the wake of the disaster, leaving a lasting impact on its residents and heritage. Antakya was known for its historical significance, cultural diversity, and rich heritage. Throughout history, the city has hosted numerous civilizations, including the Romans, Byzantines, and Ottomans. It was also a symbol of interfaith coexistence, with various ethnic and religious communities living side by side. Before the earthquake, Antakya was a vibrant city, blending ancient and modern elements. However, on February 6, 2023, this vibrant city faced the devastating force of nature that altered its landscape forever. At 4:17 a.m., the ground shook violently. The earthquake had an immediate and overwhelming effect on Antakya and the surrounding region. Buildings crumbled, roads and bridges collapsed, and the city's infrastructure was severely damaged. Panic spread as people, still in their sleep, were jolted awake by the massive tremor. In the initial moments, people rushed out of their homes in fear, not knowing what would come next. Antakya's old structures, which had withstood centuries of history, could not withstand the intensity of the earthquake. Immediately after the earthquake, search and rescue operations were launched, but Antakya's condition posed significant challenges. The city's mountainous terrain and ancient architecture made it difficult for rescue teams to navigate through the rubble. Aftershocks continued to shake the region, complicating rescue efforts further and adding to the uncertainty. People trapped under the debris were desperate for help, while those who survived were left with the daunting task of trying to rebuild their lives amidst a landscape of destruction. Health services were overwhelmed and stretched thin, and many hospitals were rendered unusable due to the damage. In these times of despair, the resilience of both local citizens and volunteers shone through as they worked together to help one another, providing critical support wherever possible. Before the earthquake, Antakya's economy was primarily based on agriculture, industry, and tourism. The disaster had a profound effect on these sectors. Agricultural lands, homes, and businesses were destroyed. Hatay's fertile soil, which was known for producing olive oil, citrus fruits, and various crops, was also devastated by the quake. The tourism industry, which had long been a cornerstone of the local economy, suffered irreparable damage. Iconic landmarks and cultural attractions were heavily impacted, and many people who lived in the area or had moved there to seek better opportunities found themselves in an incredibly difficult situation. One of the most heartbreaking aspects of the disaster was the destruction of Antakya's cultural heritage. The city's historic buildings, mosques, churches, and other religious structures suffered significant damage. Notably, the traditional Antakya houses, the Arab houses, and the Antakya Museum were nearly destroyed. These were not just buildings, they were symbols of the city's rich cultural identity. The loss of these sites represents a deep wound for the local community and for the collective memory of the city. The impact of the earthquake reverberated not only across Turkey, but also across the globe. The international community quickly mobilized, sending search and rescue teams to assist in the relief efforts. Turkish organizations such as the Red Crescent, AFAD, Disaster and Emergency Management Authority, and local municipalities, along with other charitable organizations, coordinated efforts to provide aid. Volunteers, government agencies, and citizens from across Turkey came together to assist survivors. In addition to material aid, psychological support was crucial, as survivors faced the emotional toll of the disaster. The process of rebuilding Antakya was an enormous challenge. In the immediate aftermath, efforts focused on removing debris and assessing the extent of the damage. However, restoring the city to its pre-earthquake state was far from simple. The combination of collapsed buildings, damaged infrastructure, and the need to preserve Antakya's historical character made recovery an incredibly complex task. The local population, as well as national and international organizations, began the difficult process of rebuilding the city. However, recovery was not only about physical reconstruction, but also about reviving the city's cultural and social spirit.
Evlat acısı çekesiniz.